Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to see constructors in Java programming. So first, try to understand what is the constructor. So constructor is a special type of a method having same name as a class name. And constructors do not have any return value. So first, we'll try to understand how to write the constructors. For that purpose, I am going to use the NetBeans IDE. Friends, if you have not installed NetBeans on your machine, then please check the description box. I have given link in description box for installation of NetBeans IDE. So here first we will see how to create a project and how to create a Java file within that project. So here I will select the option file which is on top left corner. So from file, select the option new project. Okay. And this is our simple Java program. So I'm going to select as a simple Java application and just click on next button. Now here project name you can give as per your choice. Suppose I am giving project name as a student, and here it is asking about the project location. So you can select the workspace as per your choice. Okay. You can use this browse option and you can select your workspace. Suppose I am selecting the workspace. On desktop I am having one folder Java program. So I want to select this folder as a workspace, means whatever programs we are doing, that program will come into this folder. So just I will click on open button. So here it shows the path for your project and just click on finish button. If you don't want to change the project location, then you can keep as it is. Now see here, it is showing the class having name the student, and it contains the main method, public static void main method. So as we have seen, constructors are the special type of method having same name as the class name. Okay, so first we'll see how to write the constructor. Before creating constructor, suppose I want to use two variables as a integer id of the student and name of the student. So I will give data type as a string and variable name as a name. So these two variables are called as instance variables. Now we will write the constructor. So I will give the name of the constructor as same like a class name, that is student. Okay, so here student is a constructor having empty parameters, means I'm not passing parameter here, and also constructor do not have any return type, means I cannot write int student or double student, as it is a constructor. Now within this constructor, suppose I want to display a message, this is default constructor. So for that purpose, I will use the sout function, system.out function. Okay, so system.out.println, I will display a message, this is default constructor. And I want to use display function here, so I will here give a function void display, and I will use this function to display value of id and name variable. So here I will print a message, student id is, okay, and after that plus id. Also I want to print value for the name variable, so I will print as a student name is name variable. Now see, constructor gets called automatically when objects are created. Means what? Suppose I want to create object of student class. So as per the syntax, I will create the object of student class. So first you have to give the class name, then object name. Suppose I am creating S1 as an object, is equal to new, again here name of the constructor. So constructor name is the same as a class name. So within this syntax, this student is a class name, S1 is the object name, new is a keyword, and this student is constructor. So constructor gets called when objects are created. So here we are trying to create S1 as object. So it calls to the default constructor. Okay, and suppose I want to call display function by using the this S1 object. Okay, so to execute this program, you have to use this run option, green triangle at the top, or simply you can right click and select the option run file, so that you will get output. Now here you can see it is showing as this is default constructor and value of id is 0 and name student name is null. Means what? When we tried to create the object, at that time constructor gets called. Means this constructor student, default constructor student gets called here. And after that, it initializes the object. Means it gives values to the S1 variable. And by using this display function, I want to display value of id and name variable. Okay, so when I call this display function, at that time id is 0 and name is null. Why? Because we have not given any kind of values. So in default constructors, integers get initialized as a 0 and string get initialized as a null if they don't have any values. Now see, constructor can be parameterized constructor. So here we'll create one more constructor having one parameter. I'm passing one parameter as int id, and here I'm initializing value for this id variable. So this dot id is equal to, so here this dot id, this id refers to the instance variable, and this id is local variable whose value get assigned to the instance variable. So again I will create one more object for the student class. Student s2 is equal to new student. Now here I am taking a constructor having one parameter as an integer. Okay, so suppose I am passing value here as a 30. Okay, which is used as a ID of that student. Again, by using that s2 variable, s2 object, I'm going to call display function. So I will write s2 dot display. Okay, now execute the program. Here it shows the output. So in the code, first we are creating the s1 object, means we are calling a default constructor. Okay, so it is showing message as a default constructor. After that, for this s1 dot display function, we haven't initialized any value for id as well as name. So it shows student id is 0 and name is null. After that, we have created object s2 having id as a 30. So it displays student id is a 30. As we haven't passed any name, it shows value of student name is null. Now suppose I am taking a constructor with two parameters, student int id, comma, string name. So here this int id and string name, these two are the local variables. And at the start we have given int id and string name, these are the instance variable. Now again here we'll write this dot id is equal to id. Again this dot name is equal to name. So here id and name, these two are the local variables, and this dot id, this dot name, these are the instance variables which we have declared at the start of class only. So call this constructor again. I will create one more object, student s3 is equal to new s3 is equal to new student, and here we are going to pass two parameters. First parameter is the id of the student and second parameter is name of the student. Suppose I am passing name of the student as a Deepali. Okay, and I want to call this constructor having two parameters. For that, suppose I am writing s3 dot display method, print value of this id and Deepali. Okay. So from this code we can understand that constructor is a method having same name as a class name. Okay. Again, constructors can be overloaded. So you can see here, first time I have taken constructor without parameter. So it is a default constructor. After that constructor I have used here, it is with one parameter only, means id. After that we are using constructor with two parameters, id and name, means constructors can be overloaded. And constructors are used to initialize the object, means what, here default constructor we have called and it is used to initialize the object s1, and here within default constructor we have not given any kind of values, so it takes value as a null and integer value as a 0. Here just we have passed value as a integer 30, so it is displaying value as a 30. If we execute this program, here it shows when it is a default constructor, it shows values as a 0 and null constructor. If this constructor is with one parameter only, having value of id, it takes value of id as a 30 and name as a null. If we pass both the values id and a name, it displays both the values id and name. So friends, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any query related with this video, you can comment me in comment box. And if you really like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you.